They're supposed to be used to benefit the local community, but some councils appear to be taking ratepayers for an expensive ride.
It's the Great Council Cash Giveaway.
Good evening. There is plenty of money to give away tonight, literally millions. But don't get too excited, it's not for you at home. Instead, it's your local councillors cashing in. So let's have a look at the current affair wheel of council waste, give it a spin and see if your local gets a run. All right, we've landed in Frankston in Melbourne's sunny southeast. Let's go.
Council can go out and basically buy anything and the ratepayers will pay for it.
For the first time, former Mayor of Frankston, Darryl Taylor, is blowing the lid on senseless spending in local government.
Oh, it's definitely careless.
He admits the council is consumed by infighting and overspending. He's even been accused of racking up monster expense bills while in office.
The councils really don't need to be frugal when they can rely on the ratepayer to continue to fork out for the decisions they make.
We do vote them in, so we put trust in them in spending our money wisely. And yes, to me, $14,000 on a chair is just ridiculous.
In recent months, millions of dollars have been spent on this artistic street furniture in the area.
We pay for that artwork and we get nothing for it.
It's a slap in the face for people like Glenn Cooper. He's been running fishing classes for disabled children for years, but says he struggles to get any financial help from the council.
They don't look at the big picture about having to change people's lives like we do.
After applying and applying, he finally received a measly $500 grant from the council this year.
From a council that says they've got no money, which we know exactly, they've got a little bit more money than none.
Somehow, though, they managed to find close to $11 million to build this yacht club, which, and here's the kicker, has been sitting empty for years. Frankston Council can't agree on a business to move into it.
So you go back years ago, they thought of the people, they thought of the community.
In Victoria, Frankston Council is spending more than $5 million on 50 pieces of street furniture in the CBD. Yarra Council is forking out $1,500 each for 15 bicycles for staffers and $4,000 each on 9 electric bikes. At City of Melbourne, councillors racked up $300,000 in expenses over just 4 years for things like mobile phone bills and taxi fares. Councillors there have taken 7 overseas trips since November last year, and a further 6 trips have already been approved at a cost of more than $202,000.
You give up hope, you sort of wonder, do we need a council?
Then there's Wyndham Council in Melbourne's western suburbs. They're under fire today for spending close to $20,000 to send 4 staffers, including the mayor, on a junket to Barcelona in Spain.
Yeah, I don't feel good about it. No, that's a waste of our money. Yeah, big time.
We're used to spin from local councils, so let's give them a spin of our own. Where to next? Okay, Ipswich in Queensland. Now there's a council in need of a serious shake-up.
There was an incredible degree of arrogance by those councillors and the top bureaucrats in the council.
It's not just rampant overspending that's leaving a bad taste in the mouths of Ipswich locals. The council is under investigation by anti-corruption officials and several people have been arrested, including former Mayor Paul Pizzali. Jim Dodrell is the president of the Ipswich Ratepayers Association.
So they've lost all confidence in the council.
Elsewhere in Queensland, Brisbane City Council has billed ratepayers $450,000 for overseas travel in the past 6 years. A few years back, Sunshine Coast Council spent $80,000 on this new logo.
All right, one more spin. Where will we end up now? The Harbour City. Let's go.
Really, I think local councils have become a bit too big for their boots.
Simon Braheny is the Director of Policy at the Institute of Public Affairs. He says councils like the City of Sydney have simply become too big.
And one of the big problems is that they've got a huge amount of money, they've got massive budgets, and they're looking to spend that money on a whole range of things.
In Sydney, Blacktown Council spent more than $62 million in governance and administration in the space of just 1 year. Bankstown spent more than $44 million. Meanwhile, the ex-Auburn Council spent close to $300,000 on councillor expenses alone. This cloud arch sculpture by the City of Sydney will cost ratepayers $11.3 million. That's a cost blowout of $8 million. The original price tag was just $3.5 million.
The Cloud Arch, I think, is a terrific example of councils getting involved in spaces they don't need to be involved in. I think it's pretty hard for people to regain that trust. I think it's going to be something that is going to take a long time for councils to try and win back.
You can read the council statements sent to us in full on our homepage.